Welcome to SoCal Surf with Dan Nappy. Today we are at Newport Beach pier area. We looked at Huntington Beach quite extensively, but apparently it is too high a tide and too small a wave for it to break. So we headed over to Newport where it was about knee to waist high, small, but it was breaking, and it breaks on high tide where Huntington doesn't really break on high tide. It's more of a shore break. And you don't want to do that. Not much of anything there. So we went down the Newport Pier, got there. It was a little windy, choppy, but my surfing companion is going to be out of commission for a week or so. So it was his last chance to surf. So we went no matter what. So it looked cold and choppy, and it was. But as we got in and got used to the water a little bit, then we had a good time. The waves weren't big, so it was easy to surf. They were a little bit stormy, one after the other coming in after you, but it wasn't bad. You could walk out most of the way and then paddle the rest. So it was pretty good. So we got some good waves. It wasn't real crowded. We saw some people we normally see at Huntington there, so it wasn't just us that left the home break to find somewhere else to surf. So you just have to kind of go where the waves take you. You know, sometimes you just, it's not always breaking where you live. So no reason to complain. Any surf days probably better than not surfing. So we had a good time. I got some good, got one good left. It was a small wave, so it wasn't very strong. So I had a hard time staying in the wave. So my turns had to be calculated, not just turn hard. So that's what happened to me when I took a right. I did a really nice bottom turn, but it was too hard of a turn, too strong of a turn, and by the time it came back around, the wave was not big enough to pull me back in, so I was unable to continue the ride. So when I took off on that left, I was more careful with my turns and kind of just did them easy and not dig in so deep, because it wasn't like, if you're going fast enough on a bigger wave, you can do that, and it's great. You can keep your speed, but on a smaller wave, it's hard to maintain the speed. And I see professionals do it in contests, and when they come by to visit our breaks, they manage to get speed on some of the smallest, weakest waves, which I can't do, apparently, but they do. They do a good, it's fun to watch them. And I try to emulate what they do, but I just don't have the ability, and of course they're a lot younger than me too. So that makes it's an important factor to consider. So wasn't able to get a lot of speed, but still had tons of fun. Water's getting warmer. It's still 59. It says it's 60, but that's more like in the afternoon. In the morning it's in the 50s still, but it is improving, so that's good. We're expecting a nice warm week, so the weather's looking really good for all in all surfing. We did take out some rookies on Friday. I didn't report on that, but we took out some people from Utah, and we got some beginner boards and took them out, pushed them into some waves. And the one kid was very young, so she only weighed like 100, not even 100 pounds. She probably weighed like 50 to 75 pounds. So she was able to stand right up on the board, like standing in a patio, because she was on a pretty big foam board. But her brother, who was bigger and a football player, he was athletic, but he didn't realize how difficult surfing is. People think they can come out and just stand up on a surfboard. And for the most part, he did pretty good, but he was a bigger, and so the surfboard didn't glide into the waves as easy, so it took him a little longer to stand up, but he eventually got there. And so, that's how you do it. You just progress little by little, and then you're in. So it's just, surfing's a difficult sport, as I've always said. But, you can have fun on your first day just catching waves. You may not be able to stand up all that much, but you catch them and you ride them and you have fun. It's just a fun sport. It's a lot more fun in the summer when you're not freezing, but we managed to have a couple of wetsuits for them. They weren't the exact size they needed, but still better than not. So we had some old used wetsuits that we let them use, and that went well. So pretty good all around surf situation here. Weather's getting warmer, so love that. And then we had another surf day I didn't report on, but it was kind of slow, weak, because the tide, we were at Huntington on the north side, and the tide was kind of in between, so the wave would break for a second and then not, and fizzle out. if you waited, long enough, a big enough wave came in, and you could catch it. And I waited, and a big one came in, but it was way outside, and I wasn't deep enough. But I took it anyway, as even though it was turning white, I took the whitewash, got it, and started surfing it. And as it went into the second break, it reformed, and so I was able to ride it into the second break. And then it went into the third break, so there was 3 breaks that day. But the third one is pretty much on the shore. It's a shore break, and so I pulled out of that before I got slammed into the beach. And that was, it was a short session, only got a couple of waves. But, it was one of those days in between the rain and the wind. But I'm really thinking it's going to be really good now, like in a row. So we'll see. Because I looked on the cameras yesterday, which was Sunday, and I don't surf on Sunday, but it was perfect at Newport. I mean, just beautiful. But that's okay. But tomorrow should be good. We shall check it out. So we'll see what happens. So thanks for listening. Check out our sponsors, me, dannappy.wordpress. I've got 4 chapters up. Going to put the 5th one up today. I think it's the 5th one. And then just a story about some kids in school. So nice little mini novel. Give it a listen or read it, and then let me know what you think. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.